Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you. So we are moving into the gold balls. I have two types. I have this one here that is a matte, and this one is a shiny with some decorations. And you know what? The decorations, you can incorporate them into your design, or you can just put your beading over top of it, and it can add to it as well as, it might not make any difference depending on what you put in front. So just to show you what I have so far is, so these ones are a little more intricate. So let me see if I can adjust this light so that it's not so bright. There, that's better. So this one here was meant to go on top, and this is basically the same idea that Stephanie did. There we go. So the same idea that she did, but then when I went to put it on, I put two 4mm pearls around each of these super duos and brought them together around the middle. And I still felt this area was too big for this size of thing. So I actually, I put seed beads and attached it, but you can see I went a little crazy on the tension. So what I wanted to do anyway was to do a top and a bottom. So I'm going to leave this one for the bottom. So it'll go like that. So it's nice at the bottom like that. And then I did one for the top, and I haven't completed the top section yet. So we can see how it fits, and we do what we need to do to get that to secure nice and snug there. And then this is what it would look like. So again, you can either leave the design that's in there and maybe just do some single strands across, or do some kind of like a lattice. So I haven't decided what I'm doing with this one yet. So I'll come back to these two. They are quite simple to use, but of course it uses up a lot of your pearls and stuff. So we'll take a look at that after. But in the meantime, because the green one took so long to show you how to do, let's adjust this now. Like it took 3 or 4 videos to show you. I thought what I'd do is I'd start with the main component of the design and then move into the building of the actual ornament. So what I have here is this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Now, I have to say, this uses beads that you may not have, but if you're like me and you saw these beads, you bought them, and then you got them and didn't know what to do with them. So I'm going to show you what to do with them. So I have to say, if you take away the outer part of this middle part and these storm duos, that is Teresa from Potomac Beads design that she does. So I took a look at her video from, I think it's from last year, where she uses silver, and she does these middle iris duos and these storm duos, and then she embellishes it with 11 O's and 15 O's, and then attaches it. So she puts 3 on each side of the ornament. So you have one up here, one down here, one down here, and then the same on the other side, and they're attached. So I just wanted to make sure to give her credit for that. I found it really inspiring. I wanted to recreate what she did, but then once I got to this point here, I thought, I have some really cool beads I can add to it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's take a look at the supplies that you're going to need. And, I'd like to say you can substitute some of these, and looking at it, you could probably substitute 1 or 2, and that's it. So you start out with your iris duos. Let me tilt the camera here. There we go. So you start out with your iris duos. Now what I did, it's really hard to match. So first of all, it's hard to have all these beads, and secondly, it's hard to match them. So what I tried to do was alternate colors. So if you see in the middle, I have my iris duos that are a dark gold, and then these Moby duos are a dark gold. So, you go from here, then you skip these light ones and into the dark ones again. So it kind of pulls it together. And then, of course, these here are all matched the same type of a matte gold. So you need 6 of the iris duos. You need 12 of your storm duos. And that's what they look like. They have 2 holes. And then you need 6 of the Moby duos, and they have 2 holes, and that's what they look like. They're flat on the bottom. And then, what are these called? Helios, I think. They look like dolphin fin or tail, dolphin tail. And the holes go from here up on both sides. So it gives it an interesting orientation for this one. But also, if you're building this into your design, you can go up this hole, add some seed beads to create a picot, or maybe a bead that you want to connect to something else. So taking, say, a super duo and attaching one side that way and then the other side to the top. But so it gives you options, but it is a bit, you got to figure out how to put it together. And I don't know what these ones are called. And I have a bunch of them. So they're like little round dots, little kind of barrels, and the hole goes right through them. And I have no clue. If you know what they are called, please let me know, because I will probably be ordering some more. They look really nice on this design, and yeah. So you're going to need some 11O seed beads and 15O seed beads. And again, I was trying to get everything matte, and I didn't have any gold matte 15Os, but you know what? I added these light colored 15Os. They're probably champagne, and you cannot really tell that they're that different in the design. So they are right here. So let's get started. This is super easy. It's not even a wingspan for this. Now, what I'm planning on doing with this is attaching it to a Christmas ball. So I'm leaving it's not necessarily a tail, it's when I ended the length that was left on my strand, and that's so that I can attach it to the Christmas ornament. Or you can make this as just itself an ornament, go through, say, these round beads and attach, a jump ring or some beads, whatever, to hook it to something, to hang it on a tree or in the window. It will be super, super nice. So you're going to take let me move these guys over a bit, because I'm going to try and do some of this on the mat so you can see better than holding in my hand. So take your iris duos, and what I do is they have 2 sides to them, a flat side and a rounded side. So if you want to keep them uniform in the design, I've got the rounded side up, then you want to set them down that way, and you want to pick them up all the same way. So we're going to pick up, so if you look at this orientation, you're going to pick up from the right hand side like that. So bring that one right hand side. So that's the thing with working with 2-hole beads. You got to make sure the orientation is correct. And I'm just going to check my holes, because I'm actually surprised I've come across a bunch that were that had blocked holes, and This is what happened when I tried to unblock the hole. So a big part of the glass came off. It looked like it was just the finish that was in the way. Sometimes that's all it is. It's a little particle. So I'll just keep going, grab these guys, check them as I put them on. Sometimes it's hard to see too. It's called getting old. I have my eye test on Monday. So funny. I'll say to my wife, I don't know, I'm having a hard time seeing my beading. She's like, yeah. This is a surprise why. And then I'll check, and our insurance covers glasses every 2 years, so I'm due for glasses. So I just went ahead and tied a knot, and we are gonna bring it nice and tight and do another few knots to get that nice and snug. There. I'm gonna put another knot. And you can see on my mat, I have a bunch of stuff. I have another design for a ball, a gold ball. But I'm in the process of, I'm trying to do the ornament in stages so that when I do the video, you don't have to watch me weaving the whole thing. You can just watch the one section with the understanding that you would do that multiple times. So I'm just going to clip that. Be careful with your beads that have a finish like this. I'm just hint for you because I scratched some with my scissors cutting the tails, and I just want to make sure that seemed like kind of disappeared. I just want to make sure it doesn't come apart. I'm going to go through it one more time just to be sure that's not going anywhere. And you might have to go through them individually because they're so rounded that it's hard to get your needle through. Yeah, so I scratched it with my scissors. The other thing I scratched with is my needle. And just a hint, if you're in a really tight spot, try bringing your needle to the back of your work. So you're going in this way, pass it through the back. Normally I pass it in front of the other, and this happens. It scratches on the bead, and that's upsetting. So just go all the way around here. Now this is a bit loose right now, but I might just leave it because the one that I did early on is super tight, and I notice that when it sits, like you can see this one's popped up a bit, and it was actually worse than that. It was like these things were up. So I just mashed it down as much as I could. So just be aware that that's an issue. These beads fit really well together, so sometimes when they fit so well together, it doesn't leave any gaps, and you end up with a really tight, yeah, see, I can't get it through the second one, a really tight beading, and then things will get wonky. Okay, I should be ready to add the next section. So now we are going to work on these storm duos. So what we want to do is go up to our second hole. So we're coming out of this one. We're going to step up on that one. So it doesn't really matter which way you go, left or right. But if you're concerned, you can, I mean, you're not going to be able to, it's only going to go one way actually, now that I think of it. So now for your storm duos, that's these ones here. She explained it by going into the skinny side and going into the fat side. So this, if you look at this, it looks like a little S, a backwards S, like that. And let me just double check if these, yeah, they're the same on both sides. So if this is a backwards S, you want to come in on this side, and then when you go to pick up on the next one, you're going to go in on the opposite side. So let me just show you. I'm picking this up like that. Then pick up, where am I here? I actually think I did that wrong because I'm on the opposite side. Here's the best way to realize which way you want this on. I'm just double checking if there is a flat side or a, nope, there, okay. So take your storm duo. Yeah, I guess I had it the right way. So you're gonna go in the skinny side. No. Keeps getting flipped around here. There. So you want it to attach that way. So it curves into there. Okay, so go in the skinny side. Then pick up an 11-0, then you're going to go in the fat side. And this one's misshapen. So this is the fat side. And that one looks clogged. No, it's fine. Okay. So that's how you want to pick them up. And this one's a bit misshapen too, but I think it should be fine. I'm just looking to see if I have any more of these. I do. I'm going to switch it out. So that was the other thing I found with these beads, that there was a lot of misshapen stuff and clogged holes. That looks clogged. Okay. Sorry about that. This will get easier once we get going. Just remember, this is only my second time doing this. Okay. So we're coming into this iris duo. We're going to go into the next one. We have our storm duos this way with an 11-0 in between. My needle's caught on my chair. Okay. Let's take a look. That's what it should look like. Let's try that again. So go in the skinny side. Pick up an 11-0. Go in the fat side. Something like that. Coming out of that hole, we're going to go into the next one. And is it snug? That one's misformed too. That's no good. Okay, go in the skinny side. Check the hole. Pick up an 11-0. Then go in the fat side. Check the hole. I'm going to bring it down so you can see. And we're coming out of that hole. We're going to go into this one. So see if I can do this on the mat so you can really see here, and flip this down. There. Okay. So we have let me show you this way. So we have Storm Duo. We came in through this where it points out, then an 11-0, and then we came into the opposite side where it doesn't point out, so this fatter side. Pull that down. That. So we're gonna go through this hole. There. Isn't this amazing? I think this is just, oh, couldn't believe it when I saw it. I just came across her video last night and it's like, oh my gosh, how did I miss this? That one's, oh, it's not too bad. By the way, Potomac Beads, actually it's almost over. It might be over. They had a pre-Black Friday sale, 15% off your entire order. So it was funny because a few people had mentioned to me that their I'm just going to check this whole, their thread was back in stock, and I had it in my cart, but I was waiting for a sale. So when I saw that, I'm like, yes, put it through. Okay, so this is the last one. Move these guys over. And go through this hole. There. So that's what we have so far. So now what we are going to do is we are going to bring our Moby Duos in here. And we're also going to add our Helios like that. So we need to be in the upper hole. So we'll just slide those back. Let's get into position so we can, we're going to go through your 11-0. And you can go through this all again at this point as well, or at the end when you want to take a look. So I'm going to go through this next one and just the Storm Duo at the bottom hole. So I'm going to use this one to step up. So I'm going to step up into the upper hole, but just go through that one because we'll get our Storm Duo in there. And I'm using the green thread, so you can't see it when it's like this is done and you can't see anything. I don't even remember where it was on that one. Right there. That one there. So you can just barely see it. Almost looks gold actually. So that's awesome. Okay, so now we're coming out of that top hole on the inside. And again, there's a specific orientation to these Moby Duos because this side is rounded and the other side is flat, and there's the 2 holes. So we're going to go through the bottom hole like that, and then go through the next hole of the next storm duo like that. Okay, so the next one we're going to add on is our Helios. And this is how we're going to add it on, this orientation. And they're both the same on both sides. So pick up an 11-0, then go up through the hole. I'll show you what that looks like. That. So now we want to create this little, it's kind of like a picot. You can see it better there. So we're going to pick up, this is where we're going to use our 50-0s. So 2 50-0s and one of these round beads, these here. Sorry, it's hard to see. So pick up one of those and then 2 50-0s. Okay, like that. Then go down the Helios, the second hole. So you're coming out of this hole, you're going to go into this hole. Grab onto this and pull it all down. Like that. Pick up an 11-0 and you're going to go through the next storm duo. And you're ready to add your Moby duo. I feel like I'm learning a different language. We had massage on Wednesday nights, and we got there and they said, oh, we forgot to tell you. And it gets in another town, but I mean, it's a half an hour. Not a big deal. We're like, we forgot to tell you there's a special event going on. The students aren't here. So they do sporting events, the students. So they don't have clinic when they do that. So it's great for them. They get to treat serious athletes at the stadium. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I need my orientation of my Moby duo. That's why I was kind of playing with it. So you want it sitting up like that and go through the bottom hole. Then go through the next. So you're coming out of this side of that storm duo. You're going to go through the next one. So here's an idea. This one's nice and loose. You can see how loosey-goosey it is. You might want to do it loose to start with, and then if you feel like it's too loose, you can go through parts and kind of stiffen it up. Yeah, stiffen it up so that if that's what you want, depending what you're using it for. So I've got an 11-0, your Helios, so you're going to go up from the bottom like that. Then you're going to pick up your 50-0s, 2 50-0s, one of these crazy little dots, and then they're probably called barrels, 2 50-0s. So that's what you have. Then bring everything down. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Like that. Flip it that way. That. Go down this hole here. So you're going through the second hole of the Helios. And I'm just going to hold it in place so it's nice and snug. And flip that dot. You could have it standing up like that. I prefer it this way, and that way I can get my tension and hold it down. Then pick up an 11-0. My work is moving, has a mind of its own here. An 11-0. So yeah, it's very strange. It's to not have massage tonight, so I get to play with you guys. When we were getting ready, I had just done this design, and I was like, oh, I want to go home and show everybody what I did. So pick up your Mobi, go through the next hole here, and I keep sticking myself. Oh, I can't believe how fast the time is going by. Okay, so now our next Helios. So you pick up an 11-0, the Helios by this part here. Then your two 15-0s. One of these round tubes, barrels maybe. And two 15-0s. Bring it all down. Those guys out of the way. And go through the second hole here on the Helios. There. Pick up an 11-0. You want an 11-0 in that little spot there. Go through your Storm Duo. And just keep going around like that. This is coming out nice. Here's the thing too, is you can add more stuff around here because you still have holes available here. You can easily get something through here. Those holes in those beads are pretty large. They're a nice size, so you can see my needle's got lots of room to go. Okay. I'm just going to pick it up, see if it goes faster. That. Oh, this is beautiful. It's very special. Pick up an 11-0. Helios. Two 15-0s. One of these barrels. Two 15-0s. That's what you have. Bring it all down. That. Go through the next hole. Down. I was doing a different design, and I'd have to say, be careful pulling, especially this one is size 6 of the dragon thread. I was pulling it through Swarovski crystals, and it snapped my thread. So I had to pull a whole bunch out to, from the beadwork so that I could get a tail to put a knot and change it out. So don't do what I do. I'm like pulling and pulling. Like, why won't this stay tight? Oops. Go. Helios. Pull everything down. So you can see too, like I have a lot of thread and I didn't even use an arm span. So you could probably, you don't need a whole lot. That's what I'm getting at. One more 11-0. Storm duo. Yeah, it's definitely nice and loose with this. So that's awesome. Check that hole. Yep, it's good. And this will be our last one. And that'll be the end for this video because, so you can see I just pulled it and it's starting to like want to move up. So, yeah, because well, first of all, I need a bunch of these to do the ornament, and I haven't decided how many I'm going to use on each ornament, and I don't have enough of these storm duos, so there may be different colors happening, so we'll see. But I definitely will be back with, I think the idea too is I wanted to do some other stuff like with super duos in this fashion to make like what looks like snowflakes, and then take this and apply it to the Christmas ball. So yeah, pick up the Helios and then our 15 O's. And there's one here, one of these little guys. Two more 15 O's. And bring it all down like that. Go through this hole. Get that flat. Pull it in 11-0 in through here, and we're going to go through everything at the end just to get it snug. So yeah, you can see like when I pull, you can see this part here just popped up. But let's put it down. Yeah, see how it's popped up? But if you don't pull too tight, there you go. So there's these lovely, these are amazing. So excited. I won't be able to sleep tonight. I'll be like, I need to make snowflakes. Thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I hope you have some supplies to make these. I still have a bunch of different designs that I'm gonna show you so that I can come up with some designs with maybe diamond duos and super duos and things like that that you might have around. So there you go. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Stay warm. Bye.